Hi, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to do the Italian sewn bind off. I am just working on a sleeve cuff, and so I'm going to bind off. It's very similar to a tubular bind off, except you don't have the setup pros. So you just go into the Kitchener type stitch around the edging. All right, and I'm working magic loop, so I'll show you how to do it magic loop. You can use this on any 1x1 rib. If you want to do a different rib, you'd have to manipulate stitches, but I'm just working the regular 1x1. And the first thing you need to know that this is a sewn bind off. So you need to cut your tail. Right now my yarn is still attached to my work. And to estimate how much you want to do is generally 4 times around your work. And so I usually just kind of like to go around once. I got an idea about that, and then I will take out about 4 and just grab a little extra, be on the safe side, and snip. And now I have my yarnette. So you're going to use tapestry needle. I like these needles with the bent tip because it helps you go in and out of those stitches a little bit better. All right. And the other thing I like to do when I'm doing this is I like to take a removable stitch marker, and I prefer the plastic ones for this technique because they're a little bit more sturdy than the metal ones, because at the end you're going to have to knit off of these as well. So I'm going to put this on these first 2 stitches like so, and then lock it, and I'm going to leave that in place. All right, I can move that out of the way. So, like I said, this is very similar to a Kitchener stitch. So you're going to go into the, you can look at it as knit stitches and purl stitches. The knit stitch from front to back, and pull it off the needle. Then I'm going to skip that next stitch, the purl stitch, and go to the next knit stitch and go from as if to purl and leave it on. And so that's kind of like the anchoring bit, and then later we'll come off of it. Now we're going to do the purl stitches. So the first one we go in as if to purl, that first purl stitch that we skipped, and pull it off. And then we're going to come behind and get that needle right through there and go as if to knit through that next purl stitch. And leave it on. All right, and so we have a knit stitch next. So we're going to go knit that one as if to knit and pull it off. And the next stitch, we skip the next one and go to the next knit stitch and as if to purl, and we'll leave it on. And here the same. So we're just going all the way around working on one needle. So it's not like the Kitchener where you're going back and forth from front to back, but we're using those purl bumps like they're the back needle, and the knit ones like they're the front. So here, purl, on, off, and then knit on. So we come between, show that a little closer, between, as if to knit, and leave it on your. So next, knit stitch, knit off, purl on the, you skip that second stitch and purl on, purl off, in between, and knit on. So you're just going to do that all the way around. I'm going to show you when I get to the end of this first needle, since I'm doing magic loop, how to get to the transition. I'll show you that in just a second. All right, I'm down to the last 4 stitches on this first needle. So again, I'm going to knit that first, as if to knit off, skip a stitch, the next one, purl on, purl off, skip a stitch, the next one, knit on, And now we're just going to slide those last 2 stitches to the other end of the cord. Just get the cord through. There we go. And then we'll load these stitches for the second half. And again, same thing, knit off, skip and purl on the next one, purl off, skip and knit on the next one. And I'll do that all the way down to the end of this needle, and I'll show you how to manage those first 2 stitches that we have on hold. All right, we're down to our last 2 stitches, and we have those first 2 stitches on that stitch marker. So again, the first one, that one's a knit. I'm going to knit it off. I'm going to skip that next stitch and come to the first one on my stitch marker and go in as if to purl that one on. And I'm just going to leave it on there for now. And then this last stitch, we purl off. Now that needle is free. And then we're going to come, and this can get a little tight sometimes. So you come between those 2 stitches that are on that stitch marker to the second one, and you go in as if to knit. Oh, missed it that time. There we go. Between them. There we go. See how it's kind of a little difficult sometimes. And then you just pull tight. And you take off that stitch marker. And there you go. It joins that, when you add that stitch marker in, it makes it a nice easy join. And nice stretchy bind off that rolls around so you don't see an edge. It's just very nice and finished. Nice looking edge. Then you just weave in your ends on the inside and you're done. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Thanks.